Let's get deep, going deep, Chad and JT. Let's get deep, going deep, Chad and JT.
Stoke Nation, what up? This is Chad Kroger coming in with my compadre JT. What up?
What up, dudes?
How you living?
I'm living large.
Yeah?
Well, medium, but I feel good.
Yeah. Approaching the large?
Yeah, I think medium keeps me humble.
Yeah.
When I'm large and in charge, I lose myself.
Yeah, you get a little too out of control. Maintain control, but good energy.
Yeah, I get too wild if I'm large.
Ooh, mama. I'm feeling good, dude. I just took a cold shower. I'm on that cold shower train.
Talk about it.
I love it. People, whenever I tell people that, like, yeah, I took a cold shower, they're like, what, are you like psycho or something? I'm like, no, I'm just trying to get motivated, bitch.
Why? How do you think the cold shower makes you motivated?
I don't know. It's just, well, I've YouTubed it heavily, and what they say is that, like, first off, you're putting yourself in discomfort right away. So it trains your mind to go towards discomfort as opposed to comfort. And then it just there's a lot of health benefits. You take bigger breaths. It opens up your heart.
You were pointing at your skin.
Yeah. Well, it
it
keeps your skin tight, gets the blood flowing, and just gets you jacked. I don't know the science of it, but I do know that I feel like a beast after.
It gets you jacked, like physically, like more yoked, or it gets you jacked like spiritually.
I think both. I think that's why I'm so stoked on them.
Oh, right on.
And I don't know. Like the thing with my shower head is I don't want to get too into like the plumbing of my place, but my shower head, like at first it was all whack because like all the little holes were plugged, so it would come out like really strong in like these little holes, and I'm like, this is bullshit. But then there was so much pressure that the top just popped off, so now it's just like a hose. And it's just like a waterfall, so it feels really good.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Concentration of water pressure.
Yeah. But it's not like too hard. It's just like the right amount.
For sure.
And in a solid quantity. So I'm really stoked on it.
That sounds delightful.
Yeah.
How long before the pod did you take the shower?
Probably like a half hour.
Okay, so it's still fresh in your mind.
Yeah. Well, I hit the gym and then I hit that coldness, goodness.
What'd you get up to at the gym?
I did sprints. I did pull-ups, rows, and curls. Yeah.
Girls for the girls.
Yeah. And there's a pretty fire Zumba class going on, so that's a good thing to like check out in between sets.
A lot of butts.
Yeah. I was pretty pumped.
Zumba's where the butts live.
Yeah. I'm like, nice move, Cheryl.
There was a comedian who had a funny joke where he's like, yeah, my girlfriend started doing Zumba. He's a Nigerian guy who lives downstairs from me.
Are you going to go see Zumba?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. What'd you get up to this morning?
I went to a sex addict meeting to work on my porn addiction.
Nice.
Yeah, it was badass.
Yeah.
I woke up late. I woke up at like noon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I always wake up to like 15 text messages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just overwhelmed.
Not really. I'm used to it. I'm just like, and everyone's nice, so I'm just like, for sure, what up?
Yeah.
Copy. I mean, we always have stuff we got to take care of. Yeah, and then like, yeah.
I'll send you like 5 texts. Dude, the Patreon. And then like 3 hours later, for sure.
Yeah, it's not too helpful.
No. It is. It's just funny.
Yeah.
The schedules are off.
God forbid it's time sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I stay up late. I was up till like 3 last night.
Yeah.
Ever since I got on this medication, it changed my whole like schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's easier for me to do stuff at night. Like I worked out last night I got to the gym at 11:30.
Oh, nice. I'm kind of you do those late night sessions, and they always sound very appealing to me.
It's awesome because the gym is practically empty except for
Yeah.
like the other super weirdos.
Yeah.
And so everyone in there is just like really kind of in the zone, I would say.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of distractions. It's late at night. There's nothing else to be doing. Like the world's not really moving. And yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. I'm envious of night out. I mean, I like to do things at night. I like to stay up late, But I'm also like I just can't sleep in.
Yeah.
And I just like wake up early, and it's like even if I try to, like it doesn't work.
But if you go to sleep at like 10, are you gonna wake up at like 4 in the morning? Or are you able to sleep in as long as you go to bed early?
That's a good question because I don't really go to bed at 10, so I don't remember the last time I've done that. But
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know many people who can do that.
But I think it's pretty consistently around like 6:37.
Nice.
I just like wake up. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, before my meds, that's how I woke up every morning. Like, oh, Joe.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. I'd be like, what's going on? Where are they? They're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pounding on the door.
Yeah, just like someone's here. They're coming to kill me. Get up,
Yeah.
get up, get up, go. Move.
What'd you do till 3?
In the morning? Well, so I got home from the gym at like 12:30. I watched like a shit ton of MMA clips. I finished Bad Grandpa, and then I started watching the Gary Shanley doc, and then I was supposed to read our buddy Dustin's pilot, so I banged out like 3/4 of that.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good. And then, yeah, that's basically it.
Sweet.
I jade off a couple times too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Me too. I went to Madame Siam's with G Baby Graham. It's pretty sweet.
What's Madame Siam's?
Just some club, but it's like one of those speakeasies. So like they have like a cool entrance.
Last night?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Did you end up going to that show?
Yeah.
Was that where the show was?
No, but I went to the show and then there.
How was the show?
It was good.
What happened with the person you were going to see?
Well, that's why I went to Madame Siam. She's like, I'm DJing Madame Siam's. I'm like, for sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then did you call Grandma's backup?
Yeah, I was like, I need a wingman.
Yeah, he's a good one for that.
He's a really solid wingman.
Yeah, because he's so social.
He's so social, and he's like one of those guys who's like, even if he's sober, he'll like start dancing like a goofball.
Right.
And so girls like that.
Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah. So
how'd it go with the girl?
it was pretty good. She was DJing, so I was just like, I saw her in the booth, and I just gave her like a thumbs up.
Supporting her.
I'm just
that's
like,
good.
nice. You spin the wax. I dig it. And so just planting that seed.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Where'd you leave it?
I don't know. We just,
Hey, it's up in the air. That's nice, baby.
But
all right. Should we get into it?
yeah, dog.
Did you hear about this New York City judge? He's presiding over a murder case right now where I believe the guy's name is the Brooklyn Ripper, and he killed an 8-year-old. And the judge, it recently came out as vaping from his e-cig during the trial. Yeah, he goes to like make it look like he's scratching his beard.
Yeah.
But then a prominent blue light will pop out from the end of his fist. And everybody's like, is this judge vaping?
Oh, so like he wasn't like doing it in the open, like.
I think he thinks he's being more sly about it than he is, but I think to everyone else, they're like, sir, Your Honor, we can clearly see you vaping.
Yeah, like, is that a jewel? He's like, what?
Yeah, he's ripping an e-cig. And they tried to get him to comment on it. Like
Yeah.
a reporter was like, hey, I want to talk to you about something. He was like, about what? And he had the e-cig in his hand, and they were like, that. And then he was like, no comment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think he's just got to be open about it. He's like, look, this is a high-profile case. I get my nerves get up. I need to relax.
Yeah, I just think it's such a bad look for a judge to be
Yeah.
hitting an e-cig.
If I was the guy, the defendant or whatever, and like the judge was ripping an e-cig, I'd be like, or even just on both sides, I'd just be like, I don't know. I'd lose a lot of respect.
I think it'd be hard for me as one of the attorneys, like you said, on either side to not be like, hey, chief, you paying attention?
Yeah.
Or you're ripping your fucking e-cig?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'd bring it up at every turn when we had a disagreement. Like he'd be like, objection sustained, and I'd be like, oh yeah, from the e-cig king.
Yeah. It's like, have you seen that Steven Dorff commercial where he's like, it's time to take our freedom back, you know?
And it's an e-cig commercial?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
It's corny as fuck. You should check it out.
I like Steven Dorff.
Yeah, but I'd be like, Judge, props to you for taking your freedom back and smoking indoors, but what the fuck?
I guess it's against the law to smoke an e-cig
Oh, really?
inside. in a courtroom. Yeah.
Imagine if he's blown up huge things of like vape smoke, you know, like those guys that you like come by a car and it's like a huge cloud. He's just like, what is your verdict? He's like, what? Oh, guilty.
Yeah. So that's gonna be death.
Does anyone have a charger?
Yeah, I was gonna say he calls over the bailiff. He's like, "Hey, switch this one out." And the bailiff hands him his other jewel.
Yeah.
I used to work for an intense boss. She was always on the move, and she would just like throw you e-cigs to charge. She always had like 5 charging and like 2 in her pocket.
Yeah.
All right, now to the most important news of the day. Have you seen Ben Affleck's massive back tattoo?
I have. I think it's fire.
You like it?
I dig it. I dig it.
Explain.
Ben, I support you in this supreme act of expression. I haven't. Do you have a photo actually?
Yep.
Yeah, I think the majority of people are going to be anti, but Ben, I just want you to know that I'm full steam ahead for you, my friend, because I don't know. I think he's just. I think he's a guy who.
Chad's looking at it for the first time.
Yeah, take that back. That's fucking. Nah. Sorry, Ben. Usually I'm a huge supporter of you, especially when you're in the town. But how could a guy who directed whatever the fuck that movie was get a tattoo like that?
The Town?
No, that and the one that won the Oscar. Argo.
I guess I thought it was a dragon, but I guess it's a phoenix.
The colors.
Yeah. It's a lot.
What's your take on it?
I mean, I think it's one of the worst things I've ever seen. But he clearly thinks he's going to bounce back from it. And I do too, because he's a beast. And now he's got a beast on his back.
He just showed me the tattoo again. Dude, yeah, I totally agree with you. And like Armageddon will forever go down as one of the most iconic movies of all time. And I think he slayed that.
He was awesome.
And
Harry, you got to let me do this. You're like a father to me.
I like when he starts his own oil thing. He's like, fuck you, dude. I got one pump and you and your giant rig can suck it.
Chad, who is your babe of the week?
Babe of the week goes to Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Nice.
Growing up, I was a huge Seinfeld guy. I loved Seinfeld. I always thought Elaine was a babe. I didn't even know what boning was. Like, I was watching Seinfeld in like first grade. And then she's just like a beast, you know? She's just a comedy beast. Seinfeld powered through that. And she was able to come back from that legendary show. And she had the Adventures of Old Christine. And then she's just been slaying it with Veep. Just a comedy legend. And just like a total babe throughout. I don't think she's aged a bit. And I think she's currently battling breast cancer. So, Julia, I'm pulling for you. I love you. Elaine, what up? You know, just props to you for just dominating for these last, 30 years. Who's your babe?
My babe of the week is Rae Jepsen.
Oh, nice.
The world was introduced to Rae Jepsen when she had the mega hit of the summer, and I think it was like 2013, Call Me Maybe. Boy, you came into my life. I missed you so bad. You should know that. So call me maybe.
Bow, bow.
And then she disappeared for a while. And people were like, oh, is she a one-hit wonder? You know, she was part of a Cobra Starship song that was kind of a hit, but that was a little bit of a novelty move. Then she comes back with this album, Emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Nice.
Like, it was soulful, but it was still easy to dance to, pop and personal, and I just was blown away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then she comes out with Emotions B-sides, and it's even richer, and you can't dance to it as easily, but you can move to it. Mm-hmm. Like, when you listen to some of the songs like Roses, your body just starts moving in this wavy kind of motion. Like, your body feels like a paintbrush when you listen to her. And yeah, Carly Rae, I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, dude, she, I felt the same because I was a huge Call Me Maybe guy. Shout out to Carly.
Who's your beef of the week?
Beef of the week? Beef of the week goes to my swim coach, Mr. Dan. He would just continually bash me in practices. He'd like lay out like the sets we were gonna do. He's like, all right, so you guys are gonna do like 50 free, you're gonna do like 100 fly. And then he'd always be like, and Chad, do you need me to explain that again? And he'd consistently call me out. He'd be like, yeah, we're gonna have to explain this to Chad again because he doesn't understand what I'm saying. And then he'd have me do like breaststroke all the time. He's like, yeah, because that's not Chad's strong stroke, breaststroke. I'm like, yeah, because that's a bullshit stroke. You know, what am I, a frog? Suck yourself, Mr. Dan. I don't think he really valued my intelligence. Like, yeah, I wasn't good at paying attention. You know, like I was daydreaming about bronzing. And, you know, Mr. Dan, like, I don't know, maybe if you took a little bit of time to understand me, understand who I am, you would have seen that maybe I'm not like most swimmers. Put me in there, coach. Make me do fly. I have big shoulders, I like to think.
Respect.
Do you have any coaches like that who would clown on you for being a dumbass?
A dean at the first high school I got kicked out of, Mr. Holloway, seemed to genuinely take pleasure out of punishing me.
Yeah.
Like he'd be like, John, you're suspended. And then he'd be smiling. I was like, why are you smiling?
Yeah.
And then his smile would be even bigger. And I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, I think you nailed it. All right, my beef of the week is one time my friend Emily, I was like, hey, you're having people over tonight? She's like, yeah, like I thought she said like 100, but when I got there it was 10.
Yeah.
So like I missed like a digit.
Yeah.
So me and 3 friends brought over like a 30 rack of beer, but it was like after a football game for the high school, so it was a bunch of parents there, and there was this drunk dad there who was like really big and beefy.
Yeah.
And he kept like challenging people to like feats of strength. Like he's like, arm wrestle me. He's like, all right, let's see who can do more pull-ups. And like I think his kid had already left the party, so everyone was like, what are you still doing here, guy? But he was just being like loud and rowdy and trying to hang out with all of us. And I was hanging out with Emily's little brother a lot, Otto, who's a nice guy, and I was getting him like drunk for the first time, and we were really bonding hard. And the old guy just kept interfering with it. Like he was like, oh, come on, who wants to do more push-ups? Come on, feel me, I'm strong. And I was like, whatever, dude. And then so whenever the old guy would turn around, I'd smack his ass.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, really like, hey, who's smacking my ass? Nobody smack my ass. And then I would just like crack up. And then he would turn around and I'd smack his ass again. And he kept getting more mad. Yeah. And then finally at one point he turned to me and he goes, if you slap my ass one more time, I'm going to kill you. And I was like, okay. And then he turned around. I waited like 30 seconds. I slapped his ass. He turns around and he just grabs me by the throat with his fucking strong old man hand. Yeah. And he starts choking me. And there's like 20 people looking at me. And I didn't know what to do. So out of like awkwardness, I just started laughing as he was choking me. I was like, yeah. And then he just kept squeezing harder because he saw me laughing. And then I started to lose consciousness. I started to go out. And I was like, ugh, slapping him on the arm. He kept choking me. And then the girl, Emily, came running over to stop it. And she wrapped her arms around the guy. He thought it was a dude. So he uppercutted his arm like that. And didn't hit her in the face, but like threw her, sent her flying. She like flipped over a table. Then everybody jumped up and dads were holding him by his arms and he was staring at me with like just rage in his eyes. And he goes, he slapped my ass. He slapped my ass. He slapped my ass. And he was swinging his arms trying to get out of people's grips. And literally it was like Sean Penn in Mystic River where like 30 guys have to hold him down from looking at his like, and he was just like, let me at him. And then the dad of the party was like, dude, you have to go home. And then he was like, probably just drove home wasted. And then the parents were like, hey, JT, you have to leave too. And Otto was like drunk at this point. Emily's younger brother, he was like, no, mom, let him stay. And I was like, thanks, Otto. And then she was like, no, they have to go. Like, there's nowhere for them to stay. And Otto was like, he can stay in my room. And I was like, Otto, you're a legend, dude.
That's so funny. He slapped my ass.
He slapped my ass.
He slapped my ass.
All right, who's your legend of the week?
Legend of the week goes to Jerry at the Pokey Shack. Yeah, Jerry, he's just a legend, dude. I mean, and every time I walk in, Jerry's like, Chad, what up? And like just starts putting it together. And he knows just the right amount of sriracha aioli and just the right amount of wasabi shoyu to put on there. Jerry, not only are you a cool dude, but you are a Pokeball master. Hey guys, my name is Chad Kroger. You know me from the Going Deep with Chad and JT podcast, where Chad and JT, me and JT, give you a lot of knowledge and a lot of advice, and it's super stellar. But you know what's also stellar? The way we party. Because we party hard. Yeah, that's right. Super hard. Because we party with Helix beer bongs. The best in the business. They have great models, and they will get beer flowing into your belly without second thought. So when you choose beer bongs, choose Helix. And also, keep going deep. Thank you, Helix, for that fire script you wrote me. All right, tight. So, on top of that, we also have Douglas Lubricant, another best in the business. Now, guys, lube is a staple in the boning sesh. And you want to make sure you choose your lube right. It's sort of like the way you present yourself. And, it's super smooth, super unique. Like I said, these guys, they think outside the lube box. So, JT, do you want to add something about Douglas?
It's the best, man.
Yeah.
It tastes good.
Yeah.
All right, my legend of the week is Robbie and Trevor. I love them from the beginning. They were always just like hilarious, smart, action-packed dudes. I was friends with both of their older siblings, especially Robbie's older sibling, Ross. He's one of my best friends. I always have a great time with them. And then, yeah, Robbie and Trevor were just always fun, cool dudes. But here's the story I wanted to tell, and I'm sorry that this is like the 80th fight story. Trevor, Strider, and my brother and I called each other drinking buddies one summer. We were drinking buddies 1 through 4. We never said which number was which. You were in Bali that summer, so we didn't get to kick it with you as much, but you had definitely been in the starting 5 for drinking buddies.
Thank you.
Robbie really wanted into the drinking buddies crew, but we were like, nah, sorry, Robbie, you can't be one of the drinking buddies. You weren't there at the inception. So one night, the 5 of us went to a bar in Newport Beach, and my brother and his boys weren't 21 yet, so they brought their fake IDs. We get in there, we're sitting around at the bar, we're having a good time at a table, drinking some beers, and I go over to the jukebox to put on some music, and when I look back, some girls are talking to the guys, and I was like, oh, I leave and the girls come. And then I see Strider dancing with some of the chicks. I'm like, holy cow, this is going great. So I keep putting in quarters into the jukebox and picking more songs so we can keep the party going. But then I see their guys go over to our table, because the girls were there with some guys, and they're talking to Robbie and my brother and Trevor. And then I put more music into the jukebox. I've picked like 10 songs at this point. And when I look back, Robbie is soaking wet. Like head to toe, drenched. And I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. They poured a beer all over Robbie. These guys were huge. I was like, we're going to have to leave here like a bunch of bitches. Like, we're not going to fight these guys. So I go jogging back over. And I'm like, what happened? What happened? And then Robbie, covered in beer, looks at me and he goes, he poured a beer on my head, so I broke his fucking nose. And I turn and look, and there's this 6'4" dirt face looking dude holding his face in the air, and blood is just pouring out. So I guess what happened is the guy came over. He didn't like that the girls were dancing with Strider, and he was like, hey, give me one of your beers. And Robbie was like, no, you can't have one of our beers. And then he just grabbed a beer. So Robbie started fighting with him over the beer. And then the guy grabbed a pitcher of beer with his other hand and just poured it on Robbie. And then Robbie just reached back and socked him in the nose and smashed the guy's nose. And then all these people started surrounding us. They're like, what'd you guys do? Did you hit my friend? And I was like, it wasn't our fault. It wasn't our fault. So all 5 of us leave. We get out the door and we're walking away. And my brother is like, and Trevor escorting Robbie. So me and Strider are in the back. And as we're walking, this like model, this like 6'4" comes out the front of this saloon. He's like, hey, so you think it's cool to just like punk my friend? You think you can just do that? Sorry, flashback real quick too. As we were leaving the bar, we walked by the guy with the broken nose, and 2 girls were like standing next to him. And Robbie looked at him and went, how's your fucking nose, cunt? And the guy went, oh yeah, how's my fucking nose, cunt? Like trying to talk shit back. But then this model guy's following us outside. He's like, no, dude, you can't just disrespect my friend like that. And I'm like trying to explain to him the situation, but he's not listening. Got his chest all puffed out. And that's when Strider turns to me and goes, if this guy makes a move, we roll him. I didn't know what that meant, but I was like, love you, dog. And then finally we're going to get into the car, but the guy won't let us. He's like, no, fuck you. Look at me, bitch. Like, you think you can fucking do that to my friend? And then out of like camera right into my peripheral, I just see Robbie come throwing haymakers, like it's like windmilling his arms at the guy. So I'm like, oh no. So I run and I try to tackle the guy. I think I didn't complete the takedown. I wasn't going to able to get him down. And then so my younger brother came running in and like laid on me to get the weight down to get the guy down. Thank you to my brother. And he never brings it up whenever I bring this story up, which is constantly. He's never like, oh, I helped you get the guy down. He's like, yeah, you got him down. I'm like, you're a sweet guy, brother. So we get on top of the guy and I'm standing above him. And then I put my fist up. I'm like, don't make me, dude. Don't make me. And at that exact moment, 50 people come stampeding out of the bar. Like the whole bar just starts running at us. And from their point of view, it's just 5 guys on top of their friend. So they come running at us and they're running full speed. And then when they're like 10 feet from us, I jump off the guy and I go, time out, time out. And I call T, time. And because Orange County has such a deep sports culture, everybody listened. Everybody stopped. And we're just leaving. Okay, we're just leaving. And then they were like, huh? Yeah, maybe he's telling the truth. But they kept circling us like they didn't make up their mind yet. Walking around, I'm like, I'm serious. And I have my back to my car, but I'm backing up towards it. I'm looking at them. I'm like, and then they just keep getting closer and closer to us. And then one guy in a Red Angel shirt who was built like a brick shithouse took out a mouthpiece and he looked at me and he went, just you and me, dog. Just you and me right now. And I went, no, I'm not going to fight you. Then we all get into the car. They're like, we're going to punch your windows. I'm like, please don't, I start it. And then my brother goes, wait, where's Trevor? We look out the window and Trevor is just talking shit to like 30 guys and he's shoving all of them. And he's like, come on, like wanting to fight them. And God bless Trevor. The guy's got like 0 back down in him, but he would have got killed. So my brother gets out of the car, grabs Trevor and just like wrestles him in. We all get into the car. They're all circling it. Trevor's like, punch the fucking windows, break your hand. I'm like, no, Trevor, don't tell him to punch the windows. And then we rip out of there. Like I pulled out and like people had to like jump out of the way of my car because I was just like, we got to get the fuck out of here. And then we're driving. And then cop cars come blaring the other way. Lights on.
That was a great story.
Thank you. As long as fuck. All right. Should we get into the questions? I wanted to revisit one thing that happened. People have been writing into Chad and I for advice, not specifically for the podcast. Like last week, somebody wrote to both of us saying that his girlfriend was going to break up with him the next day, and he wanted advice on what to do. Specifically, should he just play it cool or should he lay his feelings on the line? Chad, how did you advise this young man? I thought you gave him good advice.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of background on the sitch, but I was like, all right, this is one of those times when it looks like it might be game over. So I'm like, you know what, just go for the Hail Mary, go big, do a big romantic gesture, pour your heart out, get a limo, do something big like that, because it's like that point where you have nothing to lose. I figured, I'm like, you gotta stay in and fight.
I love that.
Yeah.
I gave him such weak advice.
What'd you say?
I was like, listen to her, and if she really wants to break up, accept it.
That's probably the more sound advice.
All right, dudes, let's get into some more questions. Will, sup squad, what up? Will from Rhode Island here. I've been pondering lately about the possibility of the truth being out there, bros. My positions on aliens can be summed up to I want to believe quote. Fox, Mulder, legend. Anywho, I'd like to know you guys' position on aliens. What would you do? What would you do if you had to represent the human race if you met an alien? Would you tell them about Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift? Let me know, bros. Thanks, bros.
If I wanted to start on the wrong foot, then yeah, I'd be like, hey, check out this Tokyo Drift. And they'd be like, all right, we're leaving now. I'm like, all right, see ya. Yeah, I worry about aliens, but it's just like, you worry about going to a new school. If you play it cool, hopefully they'll be cool too. That's my take.
All right, Carter. Hey, boys. My friend is really struggling with money right now, and all our boys are going to Cuba for a grad trip. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and the boys are going hard. He is one of the boys, and it would really suck if he missed out on getting fucked up with the boys. He has a GoFundMe page, and he is trying his best to find the funds. It would be super stellar if you guys could help the boys out. We all listen to your podcast, and you guys are our idols. And I am going to donate, and I'm going to rep the GoFundMe right now. It is www.gofundme.com. Get Keegs to Cuba.
Nice.
Stokers, if we all put in $1, we can get them there.
Hell yeah. I will be donating as well. Let's get him bronzed.
Kevin, yo, what up, Krogs? What up, Par? This is Kevin again. I wrote in a few weeks ago about a bet I made with my bro Paul. I have to say, when I heard the email last week from that broad questioning the legitimacy of my trials and tribulations, my stoke hit an all-time low. My stoke hasn't been that low since that time my boy Rocco's sister caught me sniffing through her panties. Anyways, I've learned a lot from you wise bros, and I won't let that broad keep me down. I'm in another bind in which I need your guys' righteous advice. My parents had to take a business assignment overseas, so I had to move to Cincinnati and stay with my aunt and dorky cousin Smiley. On the first day of school, I met an ultimate babe named Becky. Becky and I have been wrestling the sheets for a few weeks now, and I'm already beginning to establish my dominance at this school. My problem is that her brother is another alpha and happens to be captain of the hockey team. He's got all of his bros bashing on Smiling and me. I'm a beast in my own right, but I can't take them all on myself. Do you guys think I should fight a losing fight for Smiley, or challenge them to some sort of race down a steep, dangerous hill? I think you should link up with the brother in the race down the hill.
Yeah.
And maybe fight against not each other, but it's clear you guys both have a lot of strength. So maybe have a team and then go up against the real enemy, which I think is like the prep kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Find common ground that, obviously, yeah, because, a race or a fight, that even if you win, there's still that conflict. So, yeah, find a way to link up. I think you just put it perfectly.
Kai, what up, team? I was recently bummed out to find out that one of my boys isn't a fan of Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin is a true legend in my eyes, even up there with Paul Walker. How can I convince my bro that Steve Irwin is a beacon of headlights for bros all over the world?
It takes some people, they need some kind of a lesson to understand how extreme Steve was when it came to wild animals. So I would find a wild snake or something and unleash it on your boy and see how he deals with it. And then once he freaks out, be like, see, Steve would have grabbed that by the tail and kicked it with the snake. So why don't you have some respect? Dude, I saw a video of a lady of these two female lions running up to a fence, and the lady was behind the fence, and the lions just jump up and start hugging her. And
right.
I was like, that is a dream come true. Can you imagine if you had two lions just hugging you?
That sounds amazing. That's how I want to be cuddled, is by a lion.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. This is back to my friend Ross. Chicks always really liked him, and I think it's because he's such a bear.
Yeah.
That when he was nice to him, they're like, oh my God, this killing machine is really sweet to me. I must be really special.
Yeah. That's cool.
Drew. Name is Drew. What up, gentlemen? Huge fan. Been rocking with you guys ever since the California drought video. Sweet. So recently I had an experience that I can't shake. I went to visit my bro who still lives in our old college town. After a day of casual beer drinking and grilling, we decided to hit the town. Our first stop was at a bar right by his place. Nothing crazy, just a low-key starter spot. I went up to grab a drink, and I was walking up. I thought I spotted a nice gal that I met through Tinder and took out on a date. Me trying to be sly, I ordered a drink, then looked over and said, hey, do you remember me? The gal responded with no. It had been almost a year since we went on that lovely night, so I said, yeah, we went on that date, but it got cut short because your roommate was puking at the bar. Her response was showing me her hand, which had an engagement ring on it, and replied, no, I've been married for 4 years. Me being embarrassed, I grabbed my beer and walked away chuckling at my mistake, brushing it off. The next afternoon, we decided to head back to the same spot to enjoy some tasty dollar tacos. As we are enjoying the delicious feast, that same gal walks in and sits at the bar. I kind of duck my head, not wanting to be seen. Then she starts telling her friends at the bar that a weirdo came up to me last night asking if I remembered him from our Tinder date. At this moment, my heart sank and the delicious tacos became a burden holding me back from running out of the bar. She continued to talk about how if her husband were there, he would have popped me right in the jaw and beat my creepy ass. My buddies are all looking at me as if I'm the Antichrist. I finished my plate and got in my car and headed home a defeated and embarrassed man. Hearing what a female actually thinks when you approach her doesn't seem like a huge deal, but when you hear it firsthand and it's all negative, your stokedness when it comes to love and dating turns into dust. Every time I go out now, instead of going up to a girl that I think is cute and starting a conversation and possibly finding my soulmate, I've resorted to blacking out and ending up on my couch alone watching Always Sunny with guac and chips. I'm not against this move at all. Actually, I love it, but I'm worried I might never bounce back from this. I know Paul would never be in this situation, but I try to think, what would he do? What would Paul do?
So he's rattled by hearing what this chick actually thought.
Yeah, I mean, I think she was super over the top.
Yeah.
To call him a creep and a weirdo and then brag about how her husband's going to pop him. Oh, cool. So your husband's as awful as you are.
He made a mistake.
Exactly. Totally innocent.
Yeah. I'd say you got to face your fears head on, You can't let this get in the way. You got to get back out there and keep talking to girls, cuz I think once you're just going to keep replaying that bad experience over and over in your head. Maybe if you go out and you like actually talk to some girls and like it's like a good experience, then you'll forget all about that. You're like, oh, that was a one-time thing.
Yeah, you're good, dude. Don't let them get you down. What Paul would do is Paul would tell you to just focus on your drag racing, focus on your love of the beach, and focus on maintaining solid relations.
Can we do a the bad guy, the tough guys?
Oh yeah. Guys, we have a new segment now. It's called Tough Guy Talk from Chad and I. What's up, dog?
What's up?
What's going on?
Just bought a bag of blowski.
And this guy's always trying to get you into trouble, but he makes it seem like it's part of just like camaraderie. Like he treats all bad behavior like camaraderie.
Yeah, just bought a bag of bought an 8-ball, dog.
Yeah, just got a bag of blowski. I'm trying to rip it before work. Come here, give it a little sniff.
What?
Bro, you're not gonna get in trouble. Just give it a little sniff.
I have a meeting to go into.
Yeah, bro, we all got meetings to go into. Let's go in there with a pep in our step. Take a little bump of the blowski. Hey, after we sign this big deal after the meeting, let's go get some massages. I want to see what you look like when you're getting touched. Come on, get on the table. Get on the table. Dude, you gotta drop trouser when you're in the massage place. Come on, let me see that dick.
I don't want to show my dick.
No, I gotta see it, because that's how we bond. Hey, we all got regular dicks, bro. We're all good guys. Just pull your dick out. Get on the table.
I don't have...
Take a bump of this blowski.
Okay. If I do blow, can I not do the heroin?
No, you gotta tie me off. Hey, tie me off real quick. Hey, here's what we'll do. Tie me off, and then let's prank phone call your dad. Here, tie me off real quick. It'll be fun. We'll get high on H, and then we'll prank call your dad, and we'll be like super mellow on the phone, but we'll be having fun with him. It's always fun to have fun with your dad. A lot of people don't do that. They don't know it's fun to be fun with your dad.
All right, let me tie you off.
Yeah, tie me off. No, beautiful, but do it tighter.
All right.
Yeah, that's it. Let me feel it. All right, now jam me.
Right.
Oh, no, here. Open the door
Yeah.
so the other people at the office can see us.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll be hilarious because when they walk by and they see we're doing H, they'll be like, what the fuck? Are they really doing H? They'll think we're joking, but we're actually doing it.
Hey, guys, check this out.
Pop me with the
All
H.
right.
Dude, just jam it in there wherever you go.
All right.
Oh, man, I'm ready to make a deal. All right, yeah, let's go make some deals now because I'm feeling fucking fired up, dude. I mean, I feel mellow because of the H, like I'm just kissing angels, but I'm ready to make a deal.
Dude, your left eye is just like shut now.
Oh, it's totally shut, baby. I can only see out of one eye. That's all you need. Peripheral vision is totally overrated. People confuse themselves. They see too much stuff and then they process too much stuff. When you simplify it with just one eyeball, it's much easier.
Oh, okay. That's cool. It's cool. So, are we going to go to Hooters after?
Yeah. Let's go to Hooters. Let's get a bunch of like 200 wings. Let's flirt with the waitresses. And then after that, let's drive my car in reverse down the freeway. Just fuck with people. Just be in reverse, being like, and people will be like, hey, turn your car around. You're going the wrong way. I'll be like, what? Like, I act like I got no fucking clue what they're talking about.
Yeah. Dude, I really dig that. I think I'm starting to talk like you. Dude, one time, you got to hear this story. One time we were taking communion, dude, and I pulled my cock out and I just put it in the wine jar and I'm like, hey, you guys gonna drink it now? That's domination, dude.
All right, this has been the Tough Guy Hour. Great talking to you guys. Is this it? Okay, yeah. Sorry. Jimmy, what's up, guys? Lately, I truly felt I've reached self-enlightenment within the mountains. I've been skiing and riding my whole life, and this just makes me feel at peace. However, I recently felt something was missing, which leads me to this. So recently, I watched the movie Into the Blue with Jessica Alba and Paul Walker, and despite the parts where violence is involved, it really shows how the only thing a man needs in his life is an amazing woman in a beautiful ocean playground. I myself love the ocean and have the utmost respect for it, but I'm around 3 hours away from it. With that being said, I really want to experience all aspects of Mother Nature, and what better way to do that than surf? I understand surfing is more than a sport or a pastime, but a lifestyle. I also think the industrialized world where we live in has become too disconnected with nature. So with that being said, are there any pro tips you guys have for a lone beginner trying to conquer all forms of Mother Nature herself while finding my way through this world? P.S. Doing a great job in that Paul Walker movie is a true role model, and I 100% support a monument built for him. His impact on this world is way bigger than people realize. He's a true hero. Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah, dude, go for it, but don't be too overzealous. Don't be afraid. Don't be too big for lessons and stuff. Start small and go big. I think when you start from a place where you're like, I just want to learn this shit. Then it'll be much more enjoyable for you. A lot of times they'll just be like, yeah, I'm gonna surf, and they get like a shortboard and they just paddle out, and then they get thrashed in the waves or they get yelled at, and then they're like, oh, this sucks. So I just approach it all with humility, but get out there, get in nature, and you'll feel stoked.
Shred, dog. Young Maximus. Hey, bro, big fan of the podcast. I love the positivity and motivation you spread, man. My bros and I had one big question, though, for Chad. Is your mom a MILF?
I hope so, JT. JT? All right, tight. Love you, Mom.
I'm Maddie, and this question is for both of you. I was wondering, since you bros quit porn, which I will be doing as well thanks to you guys. I've been struggling with it a little bit, to be honest with you guys. That if you ever still drain the hose from time to time without using porn and just by using your good old imagination and maybe some Douglas lubricant. Would love some advice on how you straight up quit cold turkey.
Yeah, I use the imagination in Douglas. Yeah, dude, use your creativity. Creativity expands the more you use it. So use that imagination, and totally, that's what I do.
Yeah, because I think Chad's making a good point. Like, when you use your imagination, you actually improve as a person.
Yeah.
Chad, my name's Jack, and I'm a senior in high school. First off, I want to start by saying your pod is fucking fire. The other day, I finally got the hottest chick in the school to get with me. I was as happy as I've ever been, but once we started getting down to the nitty-gritty, I couldn't get hard. I felt like a complete chump. What's my next move? Thanks, Jack. Can I take this one?
Yes.
I have had boner problems basically my whole life, from excessive porn and from excessive pressure I put on myself to perform. It happens to the best of us, okay? And it's really not that big of a deal. What you need to do is just be honest with yourself and try to practice real intimacy with the person you're with and tell them, like, look, and I'm just growing as a person. And I think you'd be surprised at how many people, if you keep it real with them, and will kind of give you time to get comfortable, because that could be a big part of why your boner's not working. Definitely don't go to the Cialis and the Viagra, because that's a crutch that'll one day lead to dire consequences. And then, try to like cut out the porn, because that really hurts the boner too and fucks with your expectations. But my dog, do not feel bad. It happens to some of the greatest men in history, and you could be on that trajectory, and your boner will come when it's supposed to.
Dude, props to you for being so open about that. Your boner issues.
Dude, I used to like, at a certain point, I just like got over it. I was like, look, I have to own this. And I'd like come out of a room and my friends would be like, dude, how was that? And I'd be like, I couldn't get hard. And they were like, oh, nice. And I was like, yeah, I think I have some intimacy issues. And then I went to therapy and I worked through them. And then my boner came in strong, dog. Yeah, and maybe you were nervous because she's the hottest chick and you're like, maybe she's boning the hottest dudes and maybe I don't match up to the hottest dudes. But guess what, man? That's all in your head. Mm-hmm. I bet you a sensitive soul like you is going to be wonderful at bringing the wood. I promise you, pal.
All right, dudes. That will be it for episode 12 of the Going Deep with Chad JT podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for writing fire questions, for being just overall amazing people. You guys make our lives that much better, so we're really stoked on you guys. And if you want bonus content, don't forget to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/ChadGoesDeep. You can check out a bunch of extra stuff and, just get fired up on that if you want to just help us out. It's a pretty stellar way to do it. We have extra episodes and all that kind of stuff, so it's sweet. And then, just keep tuning in. Give us a rating, review if you want. I feel pretty stoked after today. How do you feel?
I feel really good about this.
Yeah, me too. So, and then the email for questions is chadgoesdeeppodcast@gmail.com. So make sure you hit that email, because sometimes people, they'll send them in like some other way and I'll forget about them. So make sure you send it to that email, chadgoesdeeppodcast@gmail.com. Thank you so much, dudes. We'll see you guys later.
What's with me?